Hello and good morning, everybody. I'm Gordon Neal. I'm the CEO of Hospice Halifax. Thanks for joining us today for our virtual Hike for Hospice 2020. This is a kickoff video for our hike. We're going to give you a quick update on Hospice. Then I'm going to turn it over to Tony Webb, who's going to tell you more about the program for the hike today. And finally, we're going to turn it over to some people who are going to lead you through a warm-up and get your blood flowing for this event. As we all know, COVID has impacted the world and pretty much rewritten what is normal. Nova Scotia has experienced a lot of hardship in our community, a lot of tragedy, but we've also seen tremendous strength and resiliency in the people in our community. For that, we're grateful. As we move into summer, we hope that you get some much needed respite from all of this, that you're able to take in some sunshine on sunny days and recharge your batteries being ready for the fall. Hospice was impacted by COVID-19, needing to follow safety guidelines to protect our staff and our patients and their families and our volunteers from the risk of the disease. We're happy to tell you that at no point did we have to pause our clinical operations and services to our patients and families, and we were able to continue to provide the best end-of-life care possible for them. As with other charities and many businesses, some of our biggest challenges have come in the form of economic uncertainty. The Compassionate Closet, our new-to-you store in Lower Sackville, was forced to halt donations and then ultimately close. We also had to cancel and postpone many of our events, including this event, which we rejigged. But we're happy now to announce that with the loosening of some restrictions, we've reopened the store. And we're now welcoming more family visitors to the hospice, and things are starting to open up further for us. We weren't sure of the response to this virtual hike event, but so far it's been phenomenal. As of today, June 22nd, when I'm recording this message, we've raised over $40,000, so kudos to the community. Thank you so much. On behalf of all of our staff, our board, our patients and their families, we really appreciate the support you've given. I'm delighted that even though we can't come together physically today, that we're able to do so virtually. I'm hoping this will be a fun event. I'll be taking a walk in my community on Saturday morning, the 27th, and I'm hoping to see, at least online, many of you do the same. I'm now going to hand this over to Tony Webb, who's the chair of our committee and a volunteer extraordinaire for our organization. He's been doing this for years. Tony, thank you, and over to you.
Thank you, Gordon, and thanks to everyone who has stuck with our hike through the conversion from an actual hike to a virtual hike, and a special thank you to those of you who decided for the first time to take part in our virtual hike. And I apologize to everyone for my COVID-19 haircut. I'm going to take a few minutes to talk you through what we have on offer for the day of the hike, so that you know what you can expect and what resources are out there for you to take advantage of. Right after my speech, we're going to have an aerobic workout by some local gym personnel to help you get ready for the hike. Those of you who know me know I won't be participating, but I will be thinking of those of you who are. We also have recruited some local musical talent to provide some entertainment and a little bit of a soundtrack for the event itself, which will be available for most of the day. Live every hour on Facebook. We're going to interact with those of you who are hiking, with local personnel and personalities and other people of interest that you might enjoy sharing your hike experience with. And we also encourage everyone who is hiking to take some photographs of yourself, the people you're hiking with, your dog, whatever you experience on the hike route, and share with us, because it makes us feel like we're part of a bigger event, and we enjoy the togetherness. And lastly, at 8 o'clock on the day of the hike, we'll be going live to talk about our event and reveal our results and talk about the top fundraisers and the awards that we're going to present. That's it. Thanks again for sticking with us through the conversion from a real hike to a virtual hike, and hopefully we'll see you online on the 27th. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Dave Rafuse. I am the owner of Blended Athletics, and I'm very grateful to be able to take you through the Hike for Hospice Halifax warm-up as we get started for your beautiful Saturday. There are a number of things that I want to touch on today. I want to get you loose up top with your shoulders. I want to get your hips nice and warm, and I don't want to forget about your feet, which we want to make sure they're active for today's hike. The first thing that I want you guys to do is I want you to take a staggered stance. So as you take that staggered stance, make sure you are in a position where you have some balance, all right? So your feet should be wide enough apart rather than straight down a line, just so that you have balance back and forth. The first thing I'd like you to do is once you get into this position, if you have your left foot forward, I want you to take your right arm, and I simply want you to begin doing some arm swings. You can go through whichever range of motion you feel most comfortable doing, and I want you to go for 10 arm swings total. If you feel pretty comfortable with that, you can start also, as you're going through those 10, is kind of rocking forward and backwards to get those feet involved as you do this. So we're going to finish with 10 on our left foot with our right arm. And then from here, I want you to take your left arm, staying in that same position, and I want you to add some rotation into the mix. So I want you to take your left arm and I want you to bring it to your right hip, and then I want you to open up to the sky. We're gonna do 10. If again, you feel comfortable with your balance, you can again rock back and forth from the balls of your feet to the heels of your feet for a solid set of 10. Excellent. All right, staying in that same position, we're gonna go through a little split squat. So keeping that left foot forward in this position. If you need to, you can widen your stance a little bit, but in this position, and depending on the range of motion that you wanna move through, you can start bringing that back knee down towards the floor. If you're not comfortable going all the way to the floor here, you can reduce that range of motion and just go down a few inches. And we're gonna do a set of 10 with our left foot forward, bringing that back right knee down towards the floor. If you need to, you can also do this against the wall so that you have something to help hold your balance so that you don't fall over. Great. All right, you can bring your feet together, shake it a little bit if you have that front leg burning up, and then I want you to do it with the opposite side. So you're gonna step forward with your right foot, making sure that you have a nice solid stance to keep your balance. Again, if you need an object or a wall to hold on to that balance, please do so. And we're going to start with some arm swings. So we're going to go with 10 arm swings, forward and backwards. And again, if you want to add a little bit of a rock so that you're rocking on the balls of your feet back to the heels as you move through this. When we go through a walk, we want our arms to be coordinated with our hips. It'll make you more efficient as you move through this. Secondly, we're gonna take this right arm this time. We're gonna go bring it down to that left hip. We're gonna open up to the sky. Adding a little bit of lateral rotation work into the mix to make sure that core is active and that we don't cramp up through that walk. We're gonna go through 10 nice big rotations. Again, adding a little bit of rock from the ball of your foot to your heel, if you're comfortable doing that. Great. All right, heading into those split squats, keeping that right foot forward. You're gonna bring that back left knee down to the ground. Again, reducing the range of motion just to a few inches or as far as you are comfortable doing. And if that is all the way down to the ground, fantastic. Grab onto an object, a wall, to make sure that you stay balanced in this position. Great work. 2 more. Good. All right, bring those feet together. Shake it out. We're gonna get these hips moving. So once you get your hips moving in a circle clockwise, if you feel really good in this position, you can get your torso into the mix Get everything moving for 10 circles before we change direction and we go the opposite way. Again, you can take the torso out of it a little bit and just get those hips moving. Good work. All right, now let's get those hips warmed up. Now that we've moved them through a range of motion, and this, if you're comfortable, you can do it without holding on to anything. This will take a little bit of balance, but I want you to lift that right knee up so that it's parallel to the floor. You'll feel this, maybe even some cramping in that hip. This is great for your balance as well. You'll hold it there for 5 seconds. You'll bring it down to the floor, then back up, same leg for 5 seconds. Good. We're gonna do a third one. Again, grabbing onto a wall or an object if you need to in order to keep your balance. Excellent. We're gonna do 3 on that opposite leg. Holding for 5 seconds. Also think about keeping your core nice and tight here. It'll help with that balance, as will keep thinking about grabbing the floor with your feet. It'll also activate the feet. If you feel your feet cramping a little bit in this, that can happen as well. Good. All right, we're gonna get moving a little bit more. So now what I want you guys to do is I want you to do a forward walk with high knees and a nice little pause. Again, this is gonna challenge that balance. Take about 5 steps or 6 steps forward, and then you can do the same thing, but going backwards if you're comfortable doing it. And each time you take that stride, you're going to raise that knee and hold it, which will warm up those hips. Now, let's warm up those calves and ankles a little bit more. There's 2 ways you can do this. We're going to do a calf raise with a 3-second pause on both feet. Again, you can hold on to an object, or if you want to make this a little bit more challenging, you can put onto one foot and go up to that position. Again, this will take a little bit more balance. Up to 1 foot, hold. And once you've completed 3 of those, you should be all warmed up and ready for your walk. Those of us here at Blended are very, very happy to have taken you through today's warm-up. Thank you again for supporting Hospice Halifax. I hope you guys have a wonderful day.